Welcome. This instructional video was assembled for Cavalier Lacrosse players and coaches to ensure that we're using a standard methodology in teaching box lacrosse to our players. As you'll see from this video, there's a lot of differences between box lacrosse and field lacrosse, which we're attempting to highlight and teach in our box lacrosse program. We want to give a special shout out and thank you to Eric Holt from US Lacrosse for providing us with some guidance and direction on assembling the methodology. First thing we'll cover is our box lacrosse offense. As you can see from the diagram, the formation is very different than field lacrosse. In fact, it's a lot more like basketball. You've got 5 guys on offense, and there's obviously 5 on D, but we're not going to show them for the purpose of the illustration. A couple key things to know is that we're always attacking in 2-man games on the side. So in this situation, we want our lefties over here attacking together, and we want our righties over here attacking together. That's the proper spacing and alignment. The other thing is we want to make sure that these guys, number 2 and number 4 right now, are staying high above the crease for the purpose of having good shooting lanes. You rarely ever want to go behind the goal in box lacrosse other than just to go get the ball and bring it up top. So you don't need to worry about covering the end line, a shot going out of bounds, some of the traditional things in field lacrosse. So make sure these guys stay high. The last thing is you should never have anyone on the crease. If you have this player camped out on the crease looking to receive a crease pass, get him out of there. The reason being is we want to keep that area open for dodging. So let's go through the offense. Basically is, you'll hear the coaches say pass down, pick down. The idea here is, again, these are 2 lefties, so we're going to attack from this side in this diagram. The pass comes down to this lefty here. This guy comes down, sets a pick, and then we want number 2 to pick and roll and come strong off that pick to be in a situation where he can shoot. So that's the first look. The second look is as soon as number 1 sets the pick, he's going to roll to the goal. So 2 things are happening there. Number 1, this guy gets an opportunity to to come off the pick and shoot. A lot of times at the youth level, that first look is going to be there. The second scenario is he can make a quick dump pass down here to number 1 and he gets a shot. And then also, if you just follow the angle flow here, is if one of these guys shoots on the goalie and there's a rebound, it's mathematically going to come right back out to the other guy who's rolling to the crease. So this is designed to create a 2-on-1. So I'll draw it again real quickly. It's very, very simple. It's and this is what we call pass down, pick down. So the ball is up top here with number 2. He passes the ball. He passes the ball down to number 1. 2 is going to come down and set a pick. Number 1 is going to then come curl off the pick, looking to shoot, or he's going to look to have number 2 roll. Okay, so it's a basic pick and roll offense. We call it pass down, pick down. Now the other, it's important to show what's happening with the other guys on the field. So while these guys over here are doing their pass down, pick down, the other guys are, and this is happening concurrently at the same time. Number 5 is going to cut down to the crease, and he's going to cycle over here to this spot. This guy cycles back up. This guy cycles back up here. Okay, so what you're doing is you're just rotating in a triangle while these guys are doing their 2-man games. The primary objective of what these guys are doing is they're just trying to occupy their defenders. So what Coach Holt taught us is that when number 3 is doing his cut down, a lot of times he's going to do a little chippy, sort of light cross check in the opposing team's stick to keep the stick down in the passing lane, keep them occupied, say, hey, worry about me. So we're going to have number 3 cut through, number 5 cut up, and number 4 cut back up. Okay, you guys see that balance and that rotation. Now we can also do our pass down, pick down, attack from the other side. So let's say these guys did their pass down, pick down. It didn't work. We can bang the ball over to number 4. Number 4 bangs it over to number 5. So now you've got number 5 and number 3 that can be doing their pass down, pick down. This is on the righty side. Okay, so again, the off ball flow is 4 will cut through over to 2 spot, 2 will cut up to 1, 1 will cut up to the point. So these guys are constantly doing rotating triangles over here. These guys doing your standard pass down, pick down on the right side. Okay, so pass the ball down. Number 5 is going to come in and set a good solid pick on number 3. Number 3's man. Number 3 will then curl off of that pick and look for the shot right here. Meanwhile, number 5 is going to crash to the goal. Okay, so we'll work with the kids on proper pick setting techniques. You are allowed to cross check in the league that we're playing, and you have to set your feet before you set your pick, just like you do in field lacrosse, but then you're allowed to do a moving pick afterwards. So it'll feel a lot more like blocking in football, where you go up to a player, set your feet, and then you're allowed to block him and seal him. So you'll see the pick and roll games being much rougher than in traditional outdoor lacrosse. Second thing we're going to cover is our box lacrosse defense. As you'll see, we've added our defensive players in here, D1 through D5 in blue cells. Now we're going to assume the offense is going to run the same, the opposing team's offense is going to run the same thing that we're running for the purpose of illustration. A couple key concepts here on defense are, number one, you always want to have what we call your butt to the boards or your toes to the board. So if this guy's got the ball, the natural instinct in basketball or football or field lacrosse, any of those sports, is to kind of stay between your man and the goal. This kind of draw the line there and play them like that. That's not how we do it in box lacrosse. What we want to do is we actually want to put our butt to the back here, so we don't see anything going on behind us. We're facing our man, and our toes or our butt, however you want to look at it, are facing the boards. Okay, so it's a little bit of an unorthodox style. What we're trying to do is we're trying to prevent the guys from coming into the middle. This area here that I have highlighted is your danger zone. So whatever you do, keep them out of the middle. We want the ball carrier to always be out here on the wings. The reason being is if this guy were to shoot from here, the goalie takes up a lot of space, and there's no way he's going to score from here. This area, if someone gets a shot, is a very dangerous area, so we want to keep them out of that area. Okay, so really important, butt to the boards. Second thing is you are allowed to cross-check in box lacrosse. So we play all cross-check defense. We don't want the kids slapping or doing any poke checks or anything like that. No, there should be no slap checks on the bottom hand. It should be all cross-check. And all the cross-checks should be low. They should be down in the rib waist area. That's part of the reason why we tell everybody they have to wear rib pads as well. So all cross-check defense, all butt to the boards, and never let someone come to the inside. On the off-ball setup, we want to build what we call a three-man wall. Okay, we're not worried about the ball going over the top and a shot coming. So these guys, a lot of times, we kind of set up a wall. It might look like this on the off pipe. Okay, this is the three-man wall we're talking about. These guys are playing two-man, and one of these guys is the assigned slide guy to come over and help on the play. So that's the off-ball wall that we talk about. Now I'm just going to simulate a scenario where we have stopped them on defense. Maybe it's a save or a ground ball. A lot of times what you'll see is, imagine the two-man game's going on here. A shot comes to the goal. Rebounds are very, very important. Imagine this shooter misses the goal. Boom, the ball's going to come back out here for rebound. So as soon as the shot comes, and we need the goalie and the other players to yell shot, as soon as that shot comes, the defensemen have to immediately find the ball. It's just like basketball. You want to immediately find the ball and go get that ground ball. A lot of times you'll see scenarios where a shot may come and it may come back out to the offense. They get to keep it. So we want to find that ball. If the goalie gets the ball or the ball goes out of bounds or a defenseman secures the ball, the key thing here is what we want to do is we want to clear away from the box. This is the box area where all of our players are. So, imagine our goalie got the ball, has a save. We were teaching our defensemen to fly out of the box, okay? So we want to get here as quickly as we can, and then the next player comes in through the board, all right? So when we sub here, we want to be in a situation where the guy subbing into the game is coming onto the field before the guy subbing off exits the field. And that's legal in box lacrosse. And in a proper field, you'll see a substitution area. Once you enter that substitution area, the new guy can come on. The new player can enter on. In our league, Dell Sportsplex, the rules, if you touch the net, as soon as you touch the net, then the other guy can come on. So the idea here, as soon as that goalie gets the ball, as soon as that defenseman gets the ball, we're subbing out, flying here, and then a new guy can fly in. That can create a break. The second thing, as soon as we secure the ball, these guys should be flying upfield. A lot of times you can get a lot of good fast break breakaways. So we want to fly upfield, and then the goalie always wants to clear away from the box. This area over here is very, very dangerous. And the reason being is there's players coming in and out of the box the whole time. It's very chaotic. So if you're going to run a fast break outlet, you want to throw it this way away from the box, hit one of these guys breaking, or if you're just going to walk it up in a slow, the opposing team gets back, there's no fast break opportunity. We always want to clear away from the box. Okay, so wanted to make sure everyone's clear on those basic fundamentals. Butt to the boards, cross-check defense, those are the most important things defensively. The other thing is we pick switch on everything. If you're getting a pick set on you, then you need to switch, because think of all that two-man activity that's happening over here. So if this ball passes down here, number one sets a pick on D2, D1 is going to have to switch. So when number 2 curls off into that, and then now D1 has to cover player number 2. Okay, so pick switch on everything, cross-check defense, butt to the boards, and then it's really subbing and flying on the fast breaks is very, very important on defense. We can generate a lot of great offense that way. Fly to the box, get out quickly, and then clear away from the box area. In this segment, we'll talk about how we're going to play EMO. Box lacrosse EMO is fairly simple. We want to be in the exact same formation where we've got 3 guys up top, 2 guys down low, and we do not have anyone on the crease. So what we're really trying to do is we're trying to isolate this area of the field here and get a 3-on-2. So it's our 3 offensive guys against their 2 defensive guys. Most teams will play a traditional box, simple square defense. So what we're trying to do is, this is usually a big power righty shooter. This could be a righty or a lefty, and then this is a lefty shooter. So we want to, this is the danger area for shooting. These guys tend to be more here to facilitate, to grab rebounds, and you can do a little bit of pass down, pick down, but generally we want the whole scenarios. We're trying to get these 3 offensive guys against those 2 defensive guys. So this is where you'll see some sort of fancy passing, especially out of this guy here. Should be a really good ball handler. Maybe he'll bang the ball over here, behind the back pass over here, quickly moving the ball. This guy's going to try to come down and make someone pick him up. So if D1 slides to pick him up, you dump the ball down here to number 2, and you get your lefty shot. So it's pretty simple 3-on-2 concepts. There's not a whole lot of play teaching that we need to do here. Some of the things that you can do if you want to get creative is, you can, if the 3-on-2 is not there for whatever reason, you can do a pass down, pick down just to create a little bit of disruption. Set pick on this guy, let him come up. All it does is it just shuffles your formation a little bit and makes the defense honor some of the activities you want to do. We've seen some other teams that will occasionally, if the ball's up here, they'll send someone to park it on the crease here just to pull this guy out of place. Allows this guy to get a step down shot. But I think the key thing that you're going to want to teach your guys on offense is focus on the 3-on-2 shot up here. Get it tight. We want these guys backpedaling and getting in tight. If it's not there, then just do some basic pass down, pick down stuff on the side. So that's EMO. Next segment is on extra man defense. The formation is a box. 2 guys up top, 2 guys down below. In terms of which players to use, a lot of times we'll use some of our bigger, sturdier defensemen down low so they can gobble up any type of rebounds and ground balls in this area. My preference is almost always to use quick midi type players up top so that we can take advantage of some fast break opportunities in the event of a turnover. So the idea here is we want to keep it in a tight box. A D2 and D3, a lot of times we'll tell them to put their foot on the crease, encourage them to stay low. This guy is not a threat at scoring over here on this wing. This guy is not a threat at scoring. If they start coming a little bit higher, like up in this area, then you got to start worrying about them a little more. But we generally only worry about anything above this line just because of the angles for shooting. Now we suspect that the opposing team will try to do a 3-on-2 up top, which is really our EMO as well. So these guys are really going to have to play 3 against 2. There's not an alternative. We can't really go into a rotation. It just leaves too many guys open. In the event that they do place someone on the crease, which is not totally uncommon, if this guy flies to the crease, what we're going to want to do is have the weak side defender go with him and cover that guy. If the ball's over here on this side, then this weak side defender, D2, would be responsible for covering the crease as well. A couple key concepts is, if a lot of times what you'll see on EMO is you'll see an outside shot come, it'll bounce off the goalie and creates good rebound opportunities here for us to pick up the ball. The ideal scenario is one in which our D2 or D3 or goalie gets the ball, and then what we'll do is fly this guy here out on the break. So even if we don't convert or get anything out of it, you may be a situation where there's a ground ball here, and you might just lob it up into open space, before the guy even breaks. So as a defenseman, you may get the ball, especially if you're in trouble and you don't know what to do. It's in outdoor, it's a Gilman, but in indoor, we don't want to go to the box area. We don't want to go straight down the field because the opposing goalie will get it. You may just throw a little lob pass that bounces, a little bit above the restraining line, before the midfield line, and let this guy go run out and go get it. Most of our players are righties, so if you think about it, attacking from this angle is the preferred angle for a righty anyway. So you can steal a lot of fast break opportunities out of man down, especially because you're not really too worried about a turnover when you're clearing. You tend to just lob the ball up to your, away from the box, have the ball land around the midfield area. So that's our extra man defense. Hopefully this has been a useful video for all of our coaches and players. I wanted to recap real quickly a few important concepts to remember. The first thing is everything on offense is 2-man games. It's pick and rolls on the side with 3-man rotating triangles off ball. Second thing on defense, butt to the boards, cross-check defense. The important thing to know rules-wise is that cross-checks are allowed. However, you cannot go high, so we encourage the kids to kind of cross-check into the ribs, hip area, and then be careful with cross-checking from behind. The third thing is clear the ball away from the box. Okay, so if you're man down and you're just trying to chuck the ball downfield, throw it away from the box. If you're getting the ball after a successful save or a turnover on defense, clear it away from the box. There's a lot of danger in the box with players subbing in and out. The fourth thing, which we didn't get into a whole lot, but it's an important aspect of the game, is quick subs and transition. So if your goalie makes a save and you're a defensive player, quickly fly to the box as quick as you can so you can sub an offensive guy on. You can get a good solid 10-yard advantage on your subs there that the opposing team does not get. So quick subs can generate lots of open looks. And the last thing is, let's make sure we practice some good safety near the board. Some of that is when you're on offense, some of it's when you're on defense. So for example, if there's a ground ball near the boards, do not run full speed head first towards the boards. All it takes is a little nudge from a player behind you, and you're going head first, literally physically head first into the boards, which is obviously a very unsafe situation. What we want to do is attack ground balls from the side near the boards. We don't want to run headlong into the boards. We want to run up along the boards. And then defensively, the league is going to call any type of penalty where you push a player into the boards, cross-check a player near the boards. So let's reduce our contact level near the boards for safety reasons. Huge thanks to Eric Holt from US Box Lacrosse. He was an incredible help in helping us design our methodology and implement it. I hope everyone has a fantastic season.